But we shall see. I think he might have more of a role in trying to look after Rodriguez.
Yeah.
But we do get big clutches of riders come together. So he might only lose 15, 20, 30 seconds maximum. So
Exactly.
let's just see how he does today. And he has got that bit of a buffer as well.
11 to the line, or somebody just skittling off? That's somebody with a rainbow bands around his chest.
Sorry?
It's either you're going to be a little, I'm just saying, is it going to be a little bunch, or is this going to be a ride away?
Indeed. Well, the last few years we've seen individual riders clip off, just accelerating and just relying on the hesitation from the bunch. And because it's a fast climb, if there is a hesitation, you can quickly open up 100, 150 metres lead and then hold it, because the gradient doesn't really kick up. It's more of a TT sort of effort. You still need that explosivity, but if you're a rider that can ride a decent TT, you can still keep that effort going and maintain that gap. So it is that sort of climb.
Solid team effort by Decathlon AG2 Le Mondial as well. They've been up towards the 4 constantly, down to 4 now, but crucially, Felix Gall and Paul Seychelles embedded within that group of turquoise and blue, just in front of Ineos. At the back of the line of Ineos sits TADEJ Pogačar. He's got 2 of his teammates ahead of him now, 2 remaining. One of those is Domen Novak, and of course he has got Jay Vine waiting. There is Jay Vine about wheel 5 at the moment. It's not about. That's precisely where he sits.
Exactly.
Double checks over shoulders, just see if anyone's coming up the inside. This is great.
Yeah, a confident-looking bit of riding as well from the man. Slightly obscure. Just on the inside is the defending champion, Lennart van Eetveld. Just sat down now, his jersey unzipped halfway down. There's Jay Vine with that moustache, sat about 5th or 6th wheel. Now, Jay Vine, quite possibly, has got the role now to be a backup rider for TADEJ Pogačar should the worst happen, but also is the rider that can inject pace, very much like we see Rafa Majka do so often. He's waits, and then might just do 300-400 metres, but it's such an effort that it puts everybody into the red, and that's when TADEJ Pogačar goes. Now, today's climb, because of the benefit of the draft, they've got to be very particular when they actually do that, and it's got to be a very, very hard effort to break the elastic, especially the good climbers here who can draft a bit more. So the role that Jay Vine is going to play is going to be an interesting one. Is he going to do an effort like that, or is he going to be deployed to follow riders and then go? Well, we shall see.
Just watching Gebri Xavier moving up into position, we haven't really spoken about Little Trek too much. We did on our approach here. Patrick Conrad, of course, good form in Australia, but Ciccone, we were dwelling on him a little bit earlier on today. He's drifted from our consciousness perhaps, but we will be reminded, don't be afraid of that. If Ina Rubio gets a good finish today, I'm going to be so chuffed.
Man of the match.
Yeah, exactly, after getting back on. And there he is, riding on the shoulder at the moment of TADEJ Pogačar. But yes, Ciccone, it's his kind of day today. Just hovering at the back there, Dan Uhl, but they kept themselves together, Little Trek, and kept themselves out of the draft as well. Very much hidden within the main body here.
Yeah, they're notable by their absence in a good way, because they're using the riding right on the climb. They're getting as much shelter as they can. Ciccone looking good, as you say. Gebri Xavier also looking good. Here is a study of Josh Tarling. It's Bart Lehman with him. I think it's the only surviving rider of Visma Lease bike there, from what I can see. Yes, indeed, but Lehman more than capable of doing a good ride. But it looks like Novak now is deep into his effort, grinding that gear. Very different pedalling style than we saw before from Mikael Bjerg, who revved a little bit more, but this man is more of a grinder. As we look at the numbers, he's done. Novak is now done. It's up to Lotto now. So Jay Vine hasn't moved up to take up the slack there. That's very interesting. And he's almost ridden himself into a standstill there, Carlton.
Phenomenal. Great effort. He'll start to spin it and just try and recover, almost warming down, isn't he?
Amaral taking it up now.
Well, we said they've got confidence here, and certainly being displayed. Bruno, ready rubbed and going for it right now with Felix Gall and Seychelles. His charges, and finally Decathlon, having ridden in third team, if you will, at the foothills here, have got something to say about the rest of today, and I love that. There's a lot of ambition starting to be shown here.
Well, they won on here last year, so Ben O'Connor, although he's moved teams now, they've still got that legacy to defend, haven't they? And are clearly determined to ride hard. There's their full lineup, but it is the French TT champion at the front, in TT mode on the front, with the World Junior TT champion just sat on his wheel. It's TT-tastic.
It's surely got to be now in the next 300 metres. When does Jay Vine pick it up, and when does indeed TADEJ Pogačar call him to do just that? Very rangy rider there, Dan Uhl. He really is enormous, isn't he?
He's a tall Dutchman, yeah.
Great man to ride behind on a day like today, if you can possibly find it. 3.6 kilometres to go. Look at the pace. Look, it has picked up. And this is a challenge to everybody.
Yeah, it's about 35, just counted 35, 40 riders left in this field now. It's really starting to thin out, so a proper injection of pace by the team that I didn't expect to necessarily do the pacemaking today. But they have decided they're more than happy to take it up. It has been UAE Team Emirates, XRG, who've done most of the riding on the climb, but it is now the French squad, the defending champions on this mountain, who've decided to take it up. Clearly, fully confident of Felix Gall. He can tell that Gall is the rider that they're looking after because he's sat in fourth wheel at the moment. But this is great riding. Admiral, former pink jersey wearer, no less, in the Giro as well, is giving it absolutely everything. 3.2 Ks to go as the Frenchman gets out of the saddle and stamps his authority on this race.
Here we go then. Attrition rate continues. Ruben Thompson just off the back here, 4%, but suddenly it's going to get very rude around the next hairpin. We're going to start approaching the zone where we pick up to 9%. It does ease, don't forget, at the very last. So this is why we talk about a sprint scenario at the end, where it comes down to about 2%. It's almost a false flat. Looks flat, certainly. Nothing flat about today. It's absolutely physic. And here we go, pick up, there's the red jersey. Looks like he may well have done his job on behalf of Rodriguez.
Yeah, just
hanging on
back.
The big lad.
It's been a great ride by Tarling. To stay this deep into this race just shows how talented he is, just shows the sort of power that he's got, and also how much pain he's able to tolerate. It's actually Langolotti, the man from Monaco in red, who's with Rodriguez now. So the Ineos Grenadiers have got two riders at the front of this group, towards the front. So Langolotti looking good, looking after Rodriguez at the moment.
Yeah, Rodriguez just, in fact, just a movement. I think it's Pogačar just starting to move up now. Just thought I'd caught sight of that with 2.7 kilometres to go. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Let's search through the field, look for the rainbows that are pot of gold at the end of it, and possibly at the end of today. He has moved up, and he's just on the back wheel of Jay Vine. That had to be action stations. Jay Vine knows he's there. Jay Vine knows what job he's got to do here. Van Eetveld, likewise, has got something to offer, presumably. Aina Rubio is very much still in the vanguard. He's actually two-wheeled down on TADEJ Pogačar. Remarkable ride for him with 2.4 kilometres to go. It's action stations.
Yeah, Palser getting dropped towards the back, but Finn Fisher-Black, the New Zealander, remember, he sits in 7th place overall. A great time trial. He is lurking in this group. Has had a win already this year. Is in great form, but still fantastic riding here from Decathlon AG2R. It is Sexias on the front now, weaving his head from side to side, trying to keep this pace nice and high as his teammate Felix Gall looks around just to suss out who's there or thereabouts.
Finn Fisher-Black just shouldering almost the barrier at the concrete barrier in the centre to the side of the road. Look at Pogačar, however. The little trusses of hair, like cue the Jaws music, looks like a shark's fin, doesn't it? Sticking up out of his helmet. And in fact, he's sticking to Jay Vine's wheel, who's in wheel 3 at the moment. Just pulls up alongside Lenny Van Eetveld, and everyone else is starting to line up. The cream rises to the top here. The very best are going to be left here for the final test. 2 kilometres to go.
It is another
8%.
This is where it really kicks up. Esteban Chavez is still there. There's Hugh Carthy, the Lancashire long shot on the back. Still, it is Josh Tarling surviving there, number 51 in the lead. There's a Mick Big acceleration. It's Gall, I think, on the right-hand side, who's tried it. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Is it not? Is it Gall? I think it. Or is it his teammate?
Yeah, I think it might be Seychelles. But anyway, having a quick no, he's further back. There is TADEJ Pogačar. Jay Vine looks like he's a little bit second-hand at the moment. Has a dip by, almost a tracky's look between his legs. On his back wheel is TADEJ Pogačar, and yellow flags and whistles being issued here. 1,600 metres to go. It's going to be a sprint finish with about 8 riders by the looks of things. Can Telly pick it up? Can Van Eetveld stay with him? The fans are out in force. 1,500 metres only. We need to look at the front here, and finally we get it. TADEJ Pogačar just starting to roll a little bit here, but gently so, on the back wheel of Jay Vine. He hasn't been called for to go full beans just yet. That'll be an audible, I imagine, instruction from Pogačar from behind here. Let's wait and see. 1,300 metres, Matt.
Yeah, 1,300 metres ago. It's a big acceleration now. Jay Vine is on the front, driving hard. It is Oscar Onley just a couple of wheels back. He's in fourth wheel at the moment as a couple more riders get detached for the first time. Josh Tarling started to suffer just in front of Esteban Chavez as the Australian former TT champion drives hard on the front. 1.1 k's to go. The rainbow band's lurking in second wheel.
Well, they're at 7s and 8s as far as the incline is concerned. It's easing just a little bit, which begs a sprint scenario. That's precisely what we're going to get by the looks of things. Jay Vine's going to act as an erstwhile lead-out. Has anyone else got something to offer up here? Ciccone is still in the environment here, but we look a little bit further back to see who's managed to hold on. Chavez and Carthy have gone out the back. Steinhauser remains for EF Education as far as this group is concerned. Finn Fisher back, just rolling a little bit. 800 metres is what we've got right now. Look how cool, calm and collected Le Mans is here. Is Globe still there as well? Here we go. Just check it out and checking out Michael Storer at the back here. That's a bit too far back to have an input right now. 700 metres to go. Jay Vine there. Look at Pogačar. Just checks over his shoulder, waiting for movement here. Van Eetvelt's ready to go.
Yeah, Riccicello is in there for Israel Prematic. Also there is Harold Tejada. Watch out for the man from Colombia from XDS Astana lurking as well. But it's still, this is some turn on the front by Jay Vine, continuing to drive. Rubio, after his efforts before to get in contact, still with Josh Tarling. Josh Tarling is surviving at the moment. Okay, the gap is opening out. We've got 500 metres to go, and still it is Jay Vine setting this relentless tempo. But there are a lot of riders still in the mix. Bilbao in the mix. There's a Rubio there, not Rubio, but Romo there as well.
Yes, well, let's wait and see who gets rolled here. There's a lot, I think, have done a great job of protecting themselves. Bilbao still got a teammate with him as well, and they're just starting to rock and roll. And coming up from Movistar here is Castrillo. Meanwhile, we wait to see when and if Pogačar's got what it takes. Will Tarling hold on to the lead after all once we get to count back? That's what he's fighting for. Finally, Jay Vine goes to one side, and Tadej Pogačar is here trying to roll him. Will be Van Eetvelt on the sprint, but he opens up. Pogačar goes for it. The rainbow bands are there. But sensational driving by him. Oscar Onley tries for a very good finish here. He's going to get one, but the man who's going to win it is indeed Tadej Pogačar, favourite before the day. Had to stand big and tall, and he's done exactly that. He's chopped a mountain down here.